morning, Orange Lily, for you. Salute to you this morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all upside the head with this morning paper. And where we're going to get into quite a few details surrounding the Bondi Beach shooting in Australia, in Sydney, where 15 people were killed by Papa and son Akram. I don't remember their first names. So we're just gonna call them Mama and Papa Akram. And salute to Papa and son, father and son Akram. Salute to Barson. Very interesting things. Very interesting details surrounding the shooting, not only in regards to the shooters, the alleged shooters, where so anyway, y'all. Realize is in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Very interesting things surrounding this case. Some details that I want to touch upon and bring to your attention if you don't already know. Quite a few things, actually. To me, this is a clear-cut case of false flaggery, okay? The shooting in Bondi Beach. Clear-cut case of false flaggery, in my opinion, based on the information that I know. And make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, right? If you guys are new to the channel. or if you like to watch the channel but you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and handle that. You understand what I'm talking about? Go ahead and click that subscribe button and all that good shit. Get your notifications. Anyway, so quite a few things about the shooters themselves, about ISIS, right? The Islamic State. Interesting things about ISIS's relationship with Israel. We got to get into that, and a lot of things that it's just like, okay, how stupid do they think we are? They think we're very stupid. Okay, so things about the shooter. Number one, both the father and the son used legally owned firearms, right? They used legally owned firearms, meaning they went through the rigorous and extensive process of obtaining firearms in the police state of Israel. The police state of Australia, okay? That's number one. They purchased legally owned, listen, they got these firearms legally, and they used them against individuals who, well, they don't have the right to keep and bear arms in Australia, okay? You got to go through this rigorous permission slip process to obtain a firearm, and you can't carry it outdoors. There is no concealed carry permits. There's none of that shit going on in Australia. Salute to Convos with Cam in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Bless you as well. You be safe on your way to work. So yeah, legally owned firearms, yes. And another interesting thing is Father Akram had already fallen under suspicion by the Australian government for having ties to an ISIS terror cell in Australia. Those are two details that should have you like, what? What was it? Because it had me ask, what was it? So in 2019, this man fell under suspicion as being tied to a terrorist cell in Australia. Yet he was able to purchase firearms, which is, like I said, a very rigorous process. So how is it that someone that fell under suspicion as being a terrorist, how was he able to buy a firearm as well as his son? I think his son is 24 years old right now. Salute to the brother Stormy B, man. Salute to the sensei. Salute to you, brother. Understand this. His son is 24. Salute to the beautiful Convos with Cam, dropping that $20 super chat. I appreciate you so much. She said, for your amazing content and dedication to the truth. Absolutely. Always and forever. As long as I can do it, I will continue. This is my goal, you guys. I appreciate Convos with Cam for dropping that super chat. I really do. And I don't know why I'm staying behind this slow ass truck that's in front of me, doing 50 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. I don't know why I'm doing it. Why am I behind this motherfucker? Anyway, salute to Stormy B, man. Thank you for the thumbs up, brother. So listen, you have to ask this question. And when you find out other things about ISIS, of course, right? What do we know about ISIS in the first place? Well, we know that ISIS was formed by the United States government, right? They were armed. They're an armed resistance group. They were. And then once we destabilized Iraq, right? They started to turn against, they became terrorists, basically, right? And so we had to go wipe them out, which Donald Trump said he did, but obviously that's a fucking lie anyway. So how is it that a man who fell under suspicion for being a terror cell member obtain a firearm? Well, that's a great question. And it's not a question for me or you to answer, right? That's a question for the Australian government. Because what happened? Do you guys remember what happened in what was that place? Something Church in Australia happened a few years ago. I actually covered that on this channel a few years ago. Because this is what I do. I cover things like that, and I call out the bullshit that the governments do. And they use that situation. Now, this was the guy that committed the last attack in Australia on this magnitude. He was a right-wing, yes, Christchurch. He was a right-winger, right? Who had a manifesto and everything, who wanted to kill all kinds of Muslims, right? Or some shit. So that was an attack against Muslims by a white nationalist. Okay? And back then, their immediate response was to take the guns away, and they did it within a few days, right? This is how they operate. See, this is how these governments operate when you don't have the protection the Second Amendment is supposed to give you, right? They can't just, when you have the Second Amendment in your Constitution, you're not just supposed to be able to just, by fiat, declare that you can't have certain firearms, right? But this is what they did in Australia. And this was supposed to prevent and stop occurrences like this, but clearly it did not, right? As a matter of fact, it made the people that fell victim to these shootings more vulnerable to the attacks, right? Because, well, law-abiding citizens are not going to be caught dead carrying firearms and breaking the law, right? So this is what you create when you create gun control laws, when you strip people of their right to keep and bear arms, and you create victims out of them. They become victims. You have set them up to fail already. Anyway, this system that is supposed to prevent things like this through the rigorous laws and the implementation of these laws, they let one slip through the cracks, didn't they? Father Ahmed slipped through the cracks and was able to obtain a firearm on an island that is very difficult. Would be very difficult to smuggle firearms into. Well, they didn't need to, because this was a legally purchased firearm. I'm driving in circles? Sure, why not? Anyway, think about this. The reason he's able to obtain his firearm is very baffling. So that's a question for the government. But of course, they're promising more gun control laws in response to this shooting. No, their response is not to empower the people and say, you know what? It was a grave mistake to implement gun control laws that made these people vulnerable to this attack. No. What we're going to do is make them more vulnerable by creating more gun control laws. I talk BS? Sure, no dose. Sure. I'm going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and tell me what BS I'm talking. It takes 1 second to help me grow by subscribing, chat. Oh yeah? You in my chat trying to get subscribers? Whatever. Automatic guns. What about automatic guns? BS, that law got rid of automatic guns. What's an automatic gun? What's an automatic gun? It didn't get rid of automatic guns. How did it get rid of them? I want you to think about the language you're using. Got rid of them? Gun laws don't get rid of guns. Number one. Number two, it wasn't automatic guns. It was assault weapons, okay? The definition for which is very arbitrary and ambiguous. And on top of that, just to obtain a firearm, it doesn't matter what type, long gun, short gun, pistol, whatever. It's a very difficult process to legally own a firearm in Australia. You have to go through rigorous background checks and all this silly shit, right? Which are infringements, by the way. But most of you can't tell me what an automatic gun is. What is an automatic gun? Anyway, there's that. The government failed those people at that celebration, at that park, that Hanukkah celebration. Yes, Jason Lang, a knife used to assault becomes an assault weapon. So is a hammer. So does a bat. Anything that you use to assault people with is an assault weapon, including this, right? Ban assault rifles. No, that's not the answer. The answer is not to ban anything, right? But the government failed because they had an opportunity to ensure that this dangerous Muslim terrorist wasn't able to perform the atrocity he performed. And salute to that individual. Salute to Maria Cavedo. Thank you for the 100. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, double tap the screen. That gives me a like. Thank you so much. Ban stupid people, not guns. I agree 100%. There's nothing you do about the dumb people. They're just going to exist. Here's the problem, right? So let's look at everything. This guy says ban ammunition. That's retarded. Anyway. So this guy fell under suspicion in 2019 for being a member of a terrorist cell or being linked to or associated with. 6 years later, he has a legally purchased firearm that he used to kill people. Yeah. So a little bit of background on Mr. Akram. But these things usually happen with these high profile mass situations, right? The individuals that commit these attacks usually fall under suspicion and raise red flags years and years and months before they actually commit the attack. Yet these governments that you guys put so much faith and trust in, they fail and they allow these things to happen. But really, are they failing or are they succeeding at what they're trying to do? Now, so you have those situations. Then you have the reports that the Israeli government actually works with ISIS. They work with ISIS. Did you guys know that? Did you know that they reportedly work with ISIS to basically attack the Syrian government in Syria? Israel backs. Shit.
Israel back was a founding member.
Oh,
of the
shut up.
Diamond Ring.
The hell? You see that? See what the phones do? You gotta be careful. So apparently, if you guys look this up, ISIS members that get wounded in Syria, they reportedly go to Israel to get treatment. And the Israeli government funds and supplies ISIS to launch attacks in Syria. What good firearms and self-defense everyday carry? Well, I would say it just depends on what you have in mind, right? It depends on what you're trying to do with that firearm if you encounter someone who's trying to attack you. If you're trying to stop them, in their tracks, or if you want a firearm that can hold plenty of ammunition, right? Just to be able to, you might face multiple attackers. You want plenty of ammunition. I would go with a 9mm, right? But if you have good aim, if you're a good marksman, if you're a great marksman, I would go with something like a. It just depends. A snub nose 357. If you can handle it, right? If you can handle it, I would go with a 9mm though. It's probably your everyday carry. A Beretta is good, right? I wouldn't do a subcompact. I would do a compact. I would do something that can hold at least 15 rounds of ammunition. That's what I would do. Something that you can draw quickly, doesn't have too much recoil, right? Salute to Samarak. It says Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, 357 Federal will be good. It just depends on how good you are with firearms. It depends on your training. It depends on how good you are at firing at multiple targets at close range. If you don't waste ammunition, if you're on target, you don't really need something with a lot of ammunition. If you want something that has some stopping power, that could put your enemy down, your attacker down, just like that. Depends on what you got going on. You got a 380? That's what's up. So, you outlaw guns, the only people with guns are outlaws. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. Oh, damn. Did I bring my wallet? Better go get me some coffee. But listen, man. When you look at the situation surrounding this shooting, you realize that there are some things at play that don't add up. They just simply don't add up. And they're going to use this to push what they want to push. They're going to push more gun control in Australia. They're going to push this false anti-Semitism bullshit. They're going to push this Islamophobia, right? And Benjamin Netanyahu immediately came out. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, came out and said that the attacker was stopped by a Jew. And that's a blatant lie. So, this is going to be a propaganda-fueled campaign to push an agenda that is really not working out very well for them, right? Because, people are doing research and fact-checking, and they're looking into things, and they're discovering there's a bunch of bullshit going on. Israel, ISIS started Abu Ghraib, yes. Let's push Islamophobia and gun limits, says Jason Lang. Why would you want to do that? I feel more safe with my 6-in-1 up top when out and about. Now home defense, that's a different story. Yeah, home defense is a different story. And it depends on if you have children. Here's another thing, though. The police station right down the road, but it took them 20 minutes to respond. This guy was allowed, these people were allowed to do their thing for 20 minutes before the police showed up. Yes, I lost all my guns in a boating accident as well, Tanya D. Oh, I see what you're saying, Jason Lang. Australia will push Islamophobia and gun limits. Of course they will. Absolutely. But here's the funny thing. Here's what Benjamin Netanyahu also said. He's basically saying that, because, Australia recognized Palestine as a state, right? Recognized a Palestinian state openly and publicly. And this did not make the Zionists very happy. And so what Benjamin Netanyahu basically said was that, this happened in Australia because they recognized Palestine as a state. That's what he said, just so you guys know. The illustrious Benjamin Netanyahu, this is what he said. And so he's basically blaming Australia for recognizing Palestine for this attack. This is what happens when you recognize Palestine as a state. You can't, this shit is crazy work. Orange Lily for you says, why did I get goosebumps when you talk about firepower? Salute to you, Orange Lily for you. Well, because firepower is very powerful. And talking about how important firepower is very powerful and very moving. Yes, indeed. And it might have something to do with, I don't know, a man such as myself talking about it. Yes, rest in peace to the Bondi victims. Absolutely. They were victims of, in my opinion, let me just make that clear, an agenda to foment Islamophobia and to get Israel back in the good graces of the public, which they're not in right now. William McCulley says 20 minutes is a good time because I heard in some cases police don't show up at all or have you call or transfer to the next public district. Yes, people, please protect yourself and your surroundings. Yeah, the police are not there to protect you. They're there to do the cleanup after it's all said and done. Why are we in Syria? I asked that yesterday. The reason that those soldiers were attacked in Syria because we were there in the first place. We should not be there. So this is just the simple fact of the matter. There are too many things surrounding the situation where, there are too many hands at play for me to just believe that this was just an attack carried out by some terrorists that just wanted to kill some Jews. No, I think that Benjamin Nosferatu and his minions will go as far as to sacrifice some Jews to get what they want to happen. I mean, it's just really what I believe. Y'all don't have to believe it. I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm saying I believe that that's the case based on history, based on patterns, based on past behavior of Benjamin Nosferatu. Anyway, but that's all I got for now, y'all. I'm gonna go up here, give me some coffee, and then get to the house so I can get to this meeting. But I appreciate you guys showing up, and I really appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Thank you. We got to be very careful, right? We got to be careful about what we allow the government to do to us. We have to understand that government would not exist if we did not give our consent and allow them to extort us. Okay. Lindemann, salute to you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dude, get his name right. No. To me, he will forever be Benjamin Nosferatu. Point blank and period. Anyway, this is what happens when you give government control over you and everyone else. When you vote, when you sit back and say, let the government handle it. Whatever the hell you allow government to do is on us. We are responsible for our government. So we have to take power back from the government. And if they don't want to work for the people, then they must be dismantled and the power be restored fully and back into the people. That's what we need. Stop consenting to be governed by a tyrannical government and take our power back. It's very simple. It's a simple solution. You just gotta put in the work, right? You gotta put in the work. It takes time. It takes strategy. It takes a lot of planning, right? Because they're gonna work very, very hard to not allow us to get our power back, but they can't make moves without us. You understand? They need us more than we need them, and that's what we got to realize. Salute to Chris Kroll for that 100. I appreciate you. Thank you for the gift, brother. Thank you so much. If voting changed anything, they wouldn't allow you to do it. Precisely. They allow you to vote. They need you to vote because they know every time you vote, you're giving your consent. You're volunteering consent every time you vote. You're telling them, I put my trust in your hands. I'm going to vote for the person that I want to control me. And if that doesn't work out, if my person doesn't win, well, I still give my consent to be governed by the individual that did win. Yeah, they make moves without the people's permission all the time. They do. The reason they don't seek our permission is because we already gave our permission when we consented. When we consented to be governed, we told them, go ahead and do what you want without our approval. Of course, they don't need our permission. We have to force them into the position where they do need our consent. They do need our permission. And if I had it my way, I would just strip them of all their power, just remove and dismantle the entire government, and allow the people to do what they want from there, right? Decentralize government, and don't ever allow it to be centralized again. That's where you start. Decentralize and never allow it to be re-centralized. Because, you got people out there, they'll say, oh, we need to tear it down and build it back up. No, you don't. You tear it down and you allow it to stay tore down. And then you allow, you decentralize power, give power back to the people and allow them to do what they want from there. And then anybody that doesn't agree with them or align with them, you leave them alone. Don't try to force people to agree with and behave under your ideology. If they don't rock with the shit you rock with, you let them go over there, you go over there, you mind your own fucking business. So that's the problem we have as human beings today. We don't know how to mind our own fucking business. When people are doing what they want to do, we look at them and like, why don't you do what I do? You're doing the wrong thing. Well, if I'm not violating your rights or bothering you, then why the fuck does it matter? Leave me the fuck alone. See, that's the problem that we have in this world. People don't know how to mind their own fucking business. Point blank and period. Salute to the beautiful black screen with Autumn in the building. Make sure you guys go check out her channel. Very sharp. Yeah. Mind your own fucking business. If I'm not violating you or anyone else, and I'm doing my own thing, I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. If I want to sit on a tree stump in the middle of the forest and shoot up heroin and be high all day, so what? I'm not bothering you. I'm shooting heroin into my own body voluntarily. I don't need anybody trying to tell me what I can and cannot do. It is what it is. That is an extreme example because that's how extremely I believe in freedom. If people want to smoke crack, shoot up heroin, if they want to, whatever they want to do, they want to smoke some weed, whatever they do, as long as they mind their own goddamn business and leaving you alone, it should not matter to you. Point blank and period. Leave the kids alone and leave other people alone. That's it. That's all you got to do. I mean, what else do you want from people? Hey, Freedom, what was the name of that you wrote? What are you talking about? What was the name of that you wrote? Well, it's not even heroin anymore. Opioid, whatever. Well, see, what happened was when you sanction a certain group of drug dealers over another, that's what you get. You get the fentanyl problem, right? Because the government sanctioned drug dealers, known as Big Pharma, well, they created fentanyl, which made it so dangerous. So it is what it is. I appreciate Black Street Autumn dropping a link to my book. Y'all go check my book out. What's the problem? Somebody want to go shoot up some heroin and smoke some crack, or steal some coke, and skinny dip in a pool, and if they drown, they knew the risk. That's how life works. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Much love. Like, share, subscribe, man. And guess what we gonna do? Keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace. Y'all stay up, man. Be safe out there.